Hi, Dad. Do you know what the traits are of the world's greatest dad? The world's greatest dad. You're the only one for your daughter that can be the world's greatest dad. Now, I understand there's surrogates. There could be a stepfather. There could be a grandfather. Someone who's in her life. Somebody's going to function. But in general, the only person for your daughter who can be the world's greatest dad is you. So if you're going to be the world's greatest dad and she wants to look up to you as the world's greatest dad, what does that look like? Well, one of the things she's looking for is for you to be the first responder. She wants to know when something goes wrong that you're there to pick up the other end of the phone and be there for her. I know it's kind of maybe a stretch, but I remember it. We all remember it on 9/11 when the Twin Towers went down, and we're just like, oh man. But I remember all of my kids. I've got 3 kids, and all of them wanted to call and talk to Dad and say, Dad, is this okay? I mean, I'm trying to process this. I'm trying to understand what's going on. This has never happened in my life, and guess what? Never happened in my life either. But they wanted me to be there, to stand up and be the first responder and say, you know, this is going to be okay. It's bad. It's bad news. It's something we're going to have to deal with it. But we're together. We're a family. I'm going to support you. What you need, I'm going to try and be there for you, and we'll get through this together. And of course, it could be lots of other things. It could be problems at school. It could be learning how to have a credit card and not have too much debt. It could be that she's got to call you up and say, Dad, I just had an accident. What do I need to do? But that first responder, what she's looking for, she wants the world's greatest dad. And that first responder means you've got to stand up and be stable. She doesn't want to call up and say, oh, I don't know. Dad, this is Mrs. Smith. Oh, Dad, I don't know what to do. And if you, oh, you're so right. I have no idea what to do either. That is not the world's greatest dad. You've got so much more experience, so much more experience in life. So she wants that stability. So when she needs you, you're her rock because you're there and this is how you are. And that means you've got a backbone. And so when things go kind of crazy and she goes, well, I'm thinking about this and I went to this meeting last night and they talked about that. Can you give me some insight? And instead of saying, well, you'll have to make your own decision, daughter, which she will, and you want her to make her own decision, but you want to have a backbone and say, well, let me just tell you, you might not want to hear this from dear old Dad, but this is what Dad thinks. Now, because you're a first responder and not the safety net, you can give her information, but she's going to have her own decision. But she wants you to be consistent with who you are. Hello? She knows who you are. And if you are not being you with her, she knows it. So this stability, this first responder, this having a backbone, this guy, this man who has cultivated a relationship with her through the years, you're the only one that can fulfill this. So step up and step into that role and don't be afraid. And say, you know, this is what I believe and why. And this is the information that I think you need to have. And these are the things that I care about, and here's why. Now, you're a full-on adult, daughter, and I expect you to process this yourself. But from my perspective, as dear old Dad, I'm going to pour into your life in this situation. What a cool thing. What a thing that you can do for her. And she'll love you for it. And you'll love doing it. And you'll love her. What a joy. Be the world's greatest dad. It's really a great space. And if you're getting there, it's along the way and it's going to happen. So just pick the stage you're in and fulfill that role. Thanks for stopping by.